Republicans. My name is Jim Evans, and I'm here this afternoon to talk to you about your money and my money. And I thought in the few minutes I have, I would tell you a couple of interesting things about me that maybe you'll remember. First thing is, my last name, Evans, is kind of unique. You know, my opponent's name is Jameson, and he's named the same as a famous Irish whiskey. Now, my last name, Evans, is actually the 7th word in the Bible. It's in the first sentence. If you don't believe that, look it up. Probably wouldn't hurt you any. In the beginning, God made the heavens and the earth, which makes me older than dirt. That's what the kids tell me. Now, the other thing is, you know, I was in Lynn County one night, and the committee woman said, "I see you're Dr. Evans. What are you a doctor of?" I said, "Well, ma'am, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a cattle nutritionist." And she said, "Well, how does that qualify you to be in politics?" And I said, "Well, I can tell you that I can offer the electorate 8.5 years of formal training and 32 years of practical experience to know the difference between the truth and BS. And I can do that both in a biological sense and a political sense too, you know. But the third thing that I would tell you is that I am a little bit unique from the standpoint that I'm a newly re-elected sitting official. And I was just elected last November for the 4th time as mayor of Dyersville, unopposed, you know, not much fun, but I was re-elected. And you know, we get a pretty good vetting in Dyersville. I tell people they can even tell you how many dandelions you've got in your yard. They watch you so close. But the last thing I want to just share with you is that at one of these meetings, a woman came up to me, kind of an intense young woman, and she asked me if I was pro-life. And I said, "Well, yes, ma'am, you know, I defend life wherever I get the chance." And I shared with her something that I'd like to share with you. And take this home and think about it, maybe while you're driving home today or in the next couple days. And that is that my life's experience has taught me, both in a business sense and just in a personal sense, and the people that I've met, is that people that don't respect life don't respect money either. And they really don't respect taxpayer money. Now, if you need some evidence for that, just look at Washington, D.C. I think the tribe out there that's running the show, calling the shots, is probably not real respectful of life as we would think of it. And last I heard that they're $12.8 trillion in the hole. But I want to tell you something too, Republicans, that if we can elect people this cycle that are pro-life, we get a little bonus with that for free. When you elect people that are pro-life, you will also elect people that are respect money. When they respect life, they respect money too. So we get kind of a twofer there for free. Now I want to, just in the minute or so I've got left, how am I going to, you know, beat somebody in Michael Fitzgerald that's been there for 28 years? He's gone beyond being an incumbent. He's achieved the status of squatter in that job. And he needs to be fired. I mean, he wasted $500 million of taxpayer money on this IPERS thing. He says, "Oh, hey, it wasn't my deal," but somebody has got to be responsible for that. Well, I will tell you that I think that what we have to do to take on a guy like him, and I'll tell you one other thing. The last election cycle, he was not challenged by a Republican. The time before that, the Republican lost by 113,000 votes. The time before that, the Republican did a little better and only lost by 100,000 votes. So is this a kamikaze mission for me? I mean, can you see that in the Des Moines Register? Jim Evans, kamikaze, you know, went after Michael Fitzgerald. Well, I don't think so. I think there's a way to do it. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do if you give me your blessing to take him on. And that is, I think we have to appeal to independent voters. Now, I was just at the 2nd District Convention, and I would tell you that it was packed just like this. And I think that the biggest fear that I have as an elected official that's won 4 elections and has been to many Republican conventions like this is that we get too complacent, because this is going to be a tough election. Those people are well-funded, they're shrewd, and they're ruthless, and they haven't engaged yet. So it's going to be tough. You're going to have somebody that can really win this, because, you know, if we don't have the ball, we can't move the ball. And we're asking the voters to give us the ball. The team is not doing real well that has it. So what does an independent voter look for? And I'll wind this up. I know I'm over my time here. They look for somebody, I think, more than anything that's competent. If we vote for this guy, is he going to be competent? And I can tell you that, you know, the voters in my town, the ones that elect me, have elected me 4 times, twice unopposed. The second thing is he accountable? And I would show you, I put these on your chairs here. This is a graph of the tax levy in Dyersville for the last 10 years. The bottom one there in the green is the general tax levy, which has remained the same for 11 years actually. The green part is the debt service levy, which actually went down this year because we paid off the pool. But the real interesting one, I think, is the red line. That is our property value in the city of Dyersville. The city of Dyersville is growing at a 5.5% rate, and it's done that for the last 10 years. Now, how do you do that? You keep the taxes low, and you invest in the infrastructure, and people will find you, and they will come. It's just like, you know, if you build it, they will come. That's our slogan there, you know, from the Field of Dreams. And it's happened. If you need some, you know, evidence, here it is. Well, the other thing I would close with, just a little story. I got to tell you, my campaign guy told me, he says, you know, you're the only candidate that I've ever had that is not smiling in their little photo here. And I said, well, you know, it's not our practice in Dyersville to smile when you talk about money. It's a very German community. And I have to face them every first and third Monday. So what I would ask you today in closing is just your blessing. I mean, this is going to be a tough campaign, but I think we can do it. And if we can elect some good people here, you know, some pro-life people, we'll get people that respect money along with it. This is a great group. It's good to see you all here. Thank you for inviting me.